And it didn't even give me the 5-second countdown.
Well, we're live then. Yeah.
We are.
Thanks, Google, for making this the best and most easiest way to launch anything ever.
That's what I'm like.
Yeah. So,
Hey, Google overlords, you and I are good. I don't even care. At least you gave me the ability to start the damn broadcast.
you betrayed me. I'm your whore. I have your phone. I have everything. And then you're like, Randy, you can't load event pages or start Hangouts because that would be too easy. Oh, good. Fantastic. Oh, and then because the event page doesn't load for other people, the live Q&A may not be super great this time. So.
All right. Well, I've got the Q&A open and I'm running this bad boy. So y'all keep me in check.
I'm gonna be cracking the whip, John. Watch out. It's gonna be Indiana Jones up in this bitch.
Da-da-da-da. No, it won't.
Someone's got to sing each episode. That's just how it goes. That's the law.
It's become a staple of the show. We're 5 episodes in. When we make it to 50, it'll work. Aha! There is Mr. Andrew Rutter. He has. There is at least. Hello, Andrew.
Yes. Welcome to the madness.
I wouldn't necessarily call it madness yet. It's not madness until shit starts going wrong on my end.
That's true, and it is just the two of us for right now because
this is the wood I'm knocking on.
I've got a faux wooden desk, so it'll have to do.
I don't even know what the hell this desk is made out of. I think this desk is wood, but there's a glass thing above me, so.
I think I got this at like Office Max, and it was super cheap, and it's tiny, so I assume totally fake.
Friend of a friend gave me this giant lime green desk.
Fun.
Word.
At least you have a desk now, versus before when you were a desk.
50 episodes of the Downboard Podcast, and it was my giant forehead.
The whole time. Woo!
Just look at my profile picture on Twitter and Facebook. One forehead to rule them all, and darkness bind them.
Ugh. I'm scared. So, hey, John, how you been?
I do my best. Jason says no video for him yet.
Oh, no. Jason needs video, and I'm not sure how to fix that for him.
Does. Shall we pray to the goddess Hylia?
I don't know what the prayer is because I haven't been to Hylian Church in a few years. Something probably involving golden triangles and...
No, I've got Link to the Past on my Wii U. I can start up that damn theme song right now.
Perfect. Man. Awesome.
Well, hey, at least like the Q&A loads for some, but video not for others. It's going to be a wonky broadcast this evening, ladies and gentlemen. I have no idea if this damn thing's even going to be here when we end it.
It's chaos. Mass chaos.
The Google gods are just like, dance! Dance, white boys, dance! Holy crap. I've been doing well.
Good, very good.
Things are a little out of control, but I'm getting them back in control, because that's what I do. I take control. He.
Control.
What about you, sir?
I'm doing all right. It's Wednesday. We're like more than halfway through the week, and I am happy for it to be close to another weekend so I can...
We're almost to August, bro.
Oh my god, don't even remind me. Oh, wow. Cardcaptor Soccer is just a couple of weeks away. Like less than 2 weeks.
Randy's going to be talking about in a few weeks.
Cardcaptor! Eiji Aonuma, who art in Japan, hallowed be thy name. Andrew, you're officially in charge of writing all of the hymns and the prayers for our Hylian church.
It's true.
I need to get a new banner down here that says like what number to call to donate money to expand our word.
God.
We'll walk around with Hyrule Historias and knock on doors.
Yes, we will. Nintendo won't like try to hunt us down at all.
That's okay.
Holy crap.
Because we have Hylia on our side, so it's righteous. That's what it is.
So we haven't heard from Chris, have we?
No, we have not heard recently because he said he's going to be a little bit late. And then what's the deal with Jared? He said he maybe...
I think Jared said he won't be able to show up this week because Go Boy Ano is wildly successful,
Good,
to say the
good.
least. Which, I mean, that's nothing but good news for him. Like,
Yeah,
best of luck
exactly.
in the world. Just don't forget about us, Jared.
Don't forget where you came from, Jared. Otherwise, we'll hunt you down. We'll
Know,
we'll
know
have
your roots as I pull out, like, hairspray or something.
we can keep it going as our church. We can start doing witch hunts for people that left and go to Goboyano.
Oh,
Um,
God.
it'll be great
No,
time.
no,
Yeah. No, why
no
not?
witch hunts. No
Yes,
witch
witch hunts.
hunts.
Yes, this is serious. Oh man, I don't even know what else to do. I don't. Do I have any like, parts of the Hylian church that I have here? I don't. I just have like Sonic and Dragon Ball stuff. No
Like,
Zelda. What
like
the
I
hell is
said,
this?
I've sure enough got these damn keys with
Oh,
the Master Sword and Link. Like, I'm a good person. Like, most people have crosses around their necks. I've got the keychains, man.
good.
I make it work.
You make it work with
I
that Zelda
do.
merch. Good. That's awesome. It's good to
Well,
hear.
should we just go ahead and start the show?
You know what? Let's start this, and we'll do our whole thing, our whole song and dance. And as people join in, and when Chris gets here, and maybe if Jared gets here, then we can just go back and do their stuff. But we can start off and
Yes, sir.
let's do it. So, greetings and welcome to episode 5 of Backwards Compatible. We're a snazzy group of 4 peeps with a passion for nerdy things like video games, comics, anime, the whole works. Last week was ice cream flavors, if I'm remembering right, so this week we'll do video game controllers. My name is Randy Thompson, and I'm the original Xbox controller because I'm giant and you can't pick me up without snapping your spine in two.
Ain't that the truth? Not that I
Mhm.
would know, Randy. One day I'll meet you in person and I'll give it a shot.
Please don't press my buttons.
My name is Jonathan Higgins, and I'm the Nintendo 64 controller of this podcast because there's no right way to hold me, but I'm revolutionary in my own right.
It's a good way to do it.
And of course, not joining us quite yet, our good friends Jared Cyhowski, who did not write down what controller he is, so let's pick one for him.
Oh, let's see. Let us pick one for him. What does the CDI controller look like? I imagine it looks just like a pile of hot garbage, just like the whole thing was to itself. I don't know. I have no idea.
Are we comparing Jared to hot garbage?
No, but well, yes, because he's not here and he's leaving us for dead. Oh, okay. Wasn't like the controllers for like the Sega Saturn different by region? Like I want to say that.
Think so.
Okay, I'm
I
gonna
know
say
the
that.
Famicom had different button colors, but that's it.
Yeah, I thought like the Saturn or something like that had 2 different controller, like whole like model sort of things, depending on if you're in Japan or America. I think maybe America and Europe shared the same thing, but I was just gonna make a joke that he's left us and changed controller configurations for a new place.
True enough. But Jared Cyhowski is region free, ladies and gentlemen. He works in any region.
Ooh, watch out, ladies.
Also,
Region.
joining us shortly, but not quite yet, is Mr. Chris Garcia, aka Wildcard Corsair, and he's the Game Boy Advance of this podcast because that was totally a controller for the GameCube.
That's
What?
right, it was. I figured, whatever. Man, he just needs to be wild and a card and funny. You know that.
Yeah, that Chris.
That guy. Well, we're all very happy to have you here, Jonathan, and me. I'm happy to have me here.
I'm happy to have me here too.
Good, and we're also happy for you guys, the viewers slash questioners slash people whose page won't load because Google is being stupid. So whether you're actually watching now or in the future when things work, well, thank you. But thank you for joining us. But we are here in the moment at around 9:16 Central Time on July 23rd, 2014. So fun times. I think we had done an audience question of show off your geeky stuff last week. What was the deal with that, Jonathan?
Yes, that is a contest that is ongoing. I'm not ready to end it just yet because I haven't seen very much geeky stuff posted on the various pages out there. But in exchange for you showing us your geeky stuff via the many avenues in which you can find Backwards Compatible, be it our Facebook page, our Tumblr page, our Twitter page, the feedback email, whatever your heart desires. Just show us your stuff, and you could win my Club Nintendo Platinum reward of a digital download game for your Nintendo Wii U or 3DS system. The choice is yours. As far as my geeky stuff, I have not yet gotten my camera and taken pictures all across my house, but here, have a Yoshi. You've seen him before, you'll see him again. Also,
Yeah.
this Dratini, which friend of the show, Pat Frazier, knows very, very well.
Because he's got it himself. And then we have Batman, who's just joining us live on...
Oh. Uh-oh.
He is the Bat. Welcome, Chris.
It's Batman Day. Chris embraces it.
That is very true. That is very correct. You are astute, John.
I do my best.
You know, we never thought up a controller that the background dogs would be. And I feel that that's something we missed out on.
Oh, Jesus. Let's try to think.
Chris, what kind of controller would the dogs be back there?
Let's see. I guess the Nokia N-Gage? Or perhaps...
I'm with it. Yes.
I don't know. Did you guys... You guys may be too young for this, but did you guys ever play the Intellivision?
Yes.
I did not.
Their
my...
controllers were basically a remote control with a 10 key and a trackpad.
Yep. My dearly departed grandparents, when I was very, very little, around for Downpour Podcast Faithful and the Zelda Roundtable. This was around the Sword, Shields, and Chipmunks days, where I would name Alvin, Simon, and Theodore, thinking it would unlock some secret code in my Zelda game. They also had an Intellivision and a ColecoVision, and I played them both, and there was Donkey Kong on one of those son of bitches, and I totally kill-screened it, man. It was fun.
Yeah, oh my god, and Jared showed up too!
Jared! Woo!
We did it! We got the whole crew together!
It's true. Even if for only one fleeting second, we've already introduced you guys, so you guys don't have to, but if you
can
guys
at least
want
say
to.
Way to take the fun out of it.
I blame John and Google.
This guy, it's all my fault.
Mm-hmm. So, hi Jared.
Howdy.
Your name
Jared?
is Chris.
Jared?
I know. Well, I was saying hi to him.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't even know if Jared is moving. Do we have a Jared?
He's frozen in time.
He's frozen.
All I did, I
There he
clicked the
is.
hangout box, and all of a
There he
sudden...
is. Hi,
free.
Jared.
Hi. Hello.
Yay.
Technical difficulties for the loss.
It says your network connection is experiencing difficulties.
You
But-
damn right it is.
Well, it's also a big, huge storm around right now, so...
Oh.
mm,
Well, Jared,
mm.
since you're here, do we know how long you're going to be here this evening?
I should probably be here not very long.
Oh.
I have to go
Do you want to, like, switch things up and go ahead and talk anime at the front of the show so we can get Mr. Jared on his way if he needs to be?
Hell yeah, all my dreams come true.
We have a request from Raymond asking, is Jared going to find out which video game controller was selected for him? So Jared, we chose video game controllers as ourselves for the beginning of the show, and since you weren't here, nor did you write anything in the outline,
Hell yeah.
we had a couple of choices. We chose the controller for the CDI, whatever that would have looked like, because it was garbage and you were leaving us because you hate us. Or
That's nice, I like that.
we think that like the Sega Saturn had different controllers depending on what region you were in. So I also proposed that because you're leaving us for.
And then I, in my very crafty voice, said that Jared Cyhowski is region free.
And all the ladies screamed. They're like, "Oh yeah!"
Ah, it's Jared.
And when I say all the
Asian
ladies,
free, known around the world, motherfucker. Yeah.
you've been to Japan, so
He has.
Been to Japan,
time.
been to PAX East. They changed him.
they changed.
Uh,
Oh, Lord.
Oh, good time.
Alright, so every single one of us watched some anime this week, since we will throw things up on this outline and mess things up a little bit and go straight into anime so we can get Jared stuff.
Yeah, Jared. Tell us about what you've been watching.
Anime.
Wow.
Jared's been writing a lot about anime, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. I watched. Well, first thing I'll bring up, Randy, you brought up something about Free episode 3, I think, last week or something, or
Yeah, the 3rd episode was last week, and then 4 just came out today.
right. On episode 3, we didn't talk about it because you said something about how there was something about it, how you weren't sure how it was going to go by the end of the episode, and then the ending of that episode changed your mind, and so I watched that episode.
Uh-huh.
And what was it about episode 3 that you kind of what was it that was going to drive you away? What was that big thing? I'm
gonna have to say it. Spoilers for episode 3 of Free, so I can at least go through the whole thing. Well, the preview for episode 3 was the whole thing of like, oh, is Ray going to be leaving the swim team?
Yeah.
So then it was the whole thing of episode 3 of, is he going to end up leaving them? And I would quit the show because Ray is my favorite, and I will not deal with a show without him. I went through like 5 episodes in the beginning of season 1 without him before they recruited him. I'm not going on without him. So then at the end of the episode, they're like,
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We lost a Randy?
I clicked my video and I was like, what, I broke something?
Hey, you still got me, and we still got Jared. Do we still got Chris?
Yeah, he's still there.
Hey, Chris.
Well, his video is there. So, how's the show been going so far? A lot of technical difficulties?
If
The good thing is,
had an episode title, it would be When Google Broke.
Chris is gone. Randy's face right now is like frozen in a smile. Actually, if I can I'm gonna get a capture of this as fast as I can.
Word, and I can't even, man. Do we still have our lovely viewers? I hope. Hi, people.
Did you hit a button?
I did not hit a single button. The broadcast is still going, and it's under my control.
All right. Well, as you know, what, we'll just keep going. I guess we'll roll with this for a little bit.
Okay, both Randy and Chris have left the chat, so I'm gonna invite them back. Meanwhile, Jared, keep on talking.
Sure. So as Randy was speaking about, there's this thing that happened with Free, where they were teasing the fact that Ray, one of the main characters, was going to quit the swim team, and how that was like a big deal, although as it turns out that was not exactly the case, and it was very well done in comedy, I guess you could say. Oh, let's see here. Let's put a pause on the show for a second.
We have a Chris back, I think. Hi, Chris. I hear the puppies.
I hear them too.
I do. Chris, can you hear us? Eh?
What's going on, man?
I have
All right,
no idea.
Anime. I guess what I'll just do is I'll talk about maybe some of the articles I've been doing. So,
yes. This is your chance to plug everything you've been doing for Go Boyano, so please do so.
Yeah, I forget. I'm just kidding. No, my brain is so shot. Like I'm just so tired. Let's see.
Are you taking care of yourself?
No, I'm not. No, it's more like things are crazy. Let's see here. And my most recent article that went live today was called "The Power of Storytelling," and it has to do with. It was actually like a really neat article where like. Oh, what was that?
Chris? Go ahead. Keep going, Jared.
His video right now is doing like a disco dance from 1983. And that's not really disco, is it? But, it's okay. He's like...
I ain't touching nothing. We're going to ignore Chris and Randy until they show up and are consistent. At the very least, I see his lovely face, so he's kind of here. living on a prayer and whatnot, halfway there.
Wait, Randy says his modem died.
Yeah,
Rebooted.
and I'll get Randy back in here in like 5 minutes.
Anyways, basically, so I've been working on this article. It was called The Power of Storytelling, and it was one of the most recent ones that, like, really, I was just able to type and type, and it explores. For some reason, it enters this rabbit hole for just a minute, like in the middle of it, and I talk about this book by Scott McCloud called Understanding Comics, and how it evaluates like comics, and how there is a how between each panel in a manga or in a comic book that we as the creator have to like put the dots together in our mind that like it's like stitches together the story, right? So that's something that I evaluated in that, and I talk about how like some people enjoy manga more than anime, or anime more than manga, because anime presents you the whole thing on a platter right in front of you, whereas manga does not. So like that is something that I was writing on, which is really interesting. And then also most recently I have been, let's see what else I did. Did some news. There was a really fun one called "Which Anime Generation Are You From?" It was actually a huge like research article that I did, and it would be really cool if anyone out there listening could like go to Go Bayano and basically vote, or just tweet it out, or just like maybe post in the comments which generation you're from, because basically I have like at least 8 generations of anime fans there, so it'd be really neat to hear where people are from. But yeah, just trying to get people involved. And I had another one called like "How do you watch anime alone or with others?" But there's a lot of different options in that one. Like I watch anime with my animal, my pet. I watch anime with my significant other, my family, by myself. And one of the most interesting things is most people responded that they watch anime alone, because that's what happens nowadays. We all have computers, so. Yeah, just a lot of engagement with the audience, and tonight I have to work on a new article that I came up with an idea for, and that'll go live sometime soon.
Sneak peek? No.
No.
Hey, Randy, Chris, have you guys gotten the chance to check out some of the awesome stuff on Go Bayano?
Of course, yeah. That site is now in my bookmarks bar.
It really is, and I mean, I know you're our friend, and it's the whole like friendship thing going on and whatnot. But Jared, well done to you and to everyone on that team. Like that, you guys have put together a damn fine website, sir.
Most props have to do with the design team that we have.
Sir, yes, sir.
They, which is a lot of, I think, sleepless nights recently. So they have. Yeah, and also just like this whole past week, we've been live for 1 week, and I knew my life was gonna change when it was gonna start. Like I was nervous for like a week leading into it. I knew my life was gonna change, but I was like, I wonder what it's gonna feel like, and now I know what it feels like. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting articles. There's some like really interesting news stuff. I know that Randy posted a comment on the Digimon article, which is really fun.
I sure did.
I saw him.
That was
guys had some Kingdom Hearts and some video game stuff going on too.
But yeah,
for everybody at Go Bayano.
But now, yeah, and that's actually the slogan, or part of the slogan is bringing anime culture to the world. So.
Darn
right. So where we left off, Randy was talking about free. I had during the week I had a topic I could bring up about the anime free, which could be extended to any kind of show or medium that has like really popular characters. But and I feel like I'm looking on the outside in when I watch free sometimes, because I really enjoy it as like a narrative. But I know that a lot of people have their favorite free characters, like they go crazy for those characters. Randy, do you think you have a favorite free character? Is it Ray?
It's probably Ray. Otherwise, go ahead.
Is it because of, like, why? Is it because of the way he was introduced in season 1?
I like how he was introduced. I like his his gimmick of being very studious and scientific about everything, and it all being about form and theory and things like that, and just kind of bringing that general goofiness of being serious to something that really isn't that serious is really great to me. And his struggles for learning how to swim anything but butterfly style, so that always makes me laugh. So he makes me giggle. So I like Ray. He's cool. Also, glasses are awesome. So of course I'm gonna be a fan.
As he adjusts the room.
Yeah.
You're great fun.
Thank you. But yeah, so you don't have a favorite one, Jared?
I have, let's see here. Not really, because, when I went to, I always sound like dumb on this podcast when we talk about this. When I went to Japan, because you guys always give me so much shit about it. So when I went there, though,
accomplished, ladies.
And I'll never forget, like, the first prize thing I won out of one of those claw type machines or whatever. Like I went for the Rin medallion thing that you eventually got, and like it was cool, and I'm like, yo, okay, and there's free merchandise everywhere and this and that, but no, I don't have a favorite character. One of my friends, she really likes not Haru, is it not Haruka, not Haru, the other guy, the best friend, Makoto. Yeah. I have a hard time. I kind of like them all. I like them all as like a collective group. So.
Yeah, as a group they're really good. I see that Andrew Rudder says that Haru-chan is his favorite. You know what? It's kind of funny. Season 2, Haru hasn't done much. He's just kind of been like a caricature of himself. He's just like, I really like water, and mackerel is my favorite thing ever. Like that's all he'll do. He basically
was. I think he was shoved up against like a vending machine, and he was like, had a moment with that guy, and it's like awkward tension now. So
yeah,
and then that same guy, I forget his name, Rin's roommate, is just
Sosuke or the younger guy, Momo.
Is that his name?
It's like Momotaro, but then like in the most recent episode now they just start calling him Momo. So
he was, I guess he said something about, what was it? He was like, I'm happy for you, Rin. He had a line where he's like, I'm happy for you that you helped out Ray. And I'm like, oh man, did he say that? Does he mean it, or was he just being a dude who was mysterious right now?
Right.
I like that the sister character. She's always like a funny type of relief, because this is a show that the target's for females, and so is it Go or Ko?
Yep. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, she's always kind of entertaining to me, because this is not a show that's like catered toward dudes, towards the normal audience there. So like I like that she's not there for fan service. So she's always like ogling over muscles, and that's just so funny.
Yeah, she gets a little into it, which is great.
So yeah, I don't know. Free is cool. I like the overall just cast. I like all the characters that work together, but I don't have anyone that I like them like more than the other, I guess.
That's fair. That's okay. No one says you need to have your favorite. I mean, you didn't. Do you have a favorite Spice Girl? Okay.
Oh, no. Great. Never got into Spice Girls. Sorry.
Well, we're not friends. So.
Speaking of Spice Girls, are we going to talk about Sailor Moon, or are we going to wait until Jared has seen it?
I think it's fair to wait until Jared has seen it, because
the good thing about Sailor Moon is it comes out every 2 weeks, so like even on next week's show, the episode 3 will not be out yet. So.
Yeah, exactly.
So we can play catch up. We'll talk Sailor Moon next week.
My goal was to watch Sailor Moon this morning, actually, before work, but then I had to get something live on the website within like it was like 30 minutes, so it's like, okay, let's do it.
Nice.
But
pulled it off though?
Yeah, mostly.
Well done.
Can I ask you about another show, Jared, real quick?
Yeah.
Today I finally caught up on Noah 0, so
episode 3 or the first 2?
The episode 3, because you had mentioned it came out yesterday and you watched it, so I watched that as well today. So I have to say, I think I sent you a message about this earlier.
Yep.
But the show feels to me like it's Attack on Titan, but with mechs, just for like the feeling of hopelessness and like overcoming something that they can't really handle by themselves. It's something all new and things like that. I'm gonna hold on a sec and say I'm putting Andrew Rudder on blast for liking Posh Spice the most. She has zero substance. Anyway, hey, ginger or nothing. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, Another Zero is super
Holly
great.
will be able to answer this question. I need to ping my girlfriend and find out what her favorite Spice Girl is.
But Jared, you're enjoying?
Hello,
this?
girlfriend. What is your favorite Spice Girl? Scary Spice. You
I'll
still don't
accept
have
it.
a friend.
No,
You'll
that's
accept
okay.
it?
I will
Fair
accept
enough.
everything except for Posh Spice.
It's
Baby
his
is also
ginger.
creepy.
You got an.
Whatever.
So what in the world? I saw this GIF on Tumblr. I've been using Tumblr a lot more for Go Bayano articles and stuff, and I'm really liking Tumblr for what it is. Although recently my computer's been hating me because it's just like, why are you loading like 1,000 GIFs in like 4 different tabs? But anyways, I found like this Sailor Moon one, and I'm like, who's that? Like, that's not that. I don't see. I've only been introduced to that first girl. Is it Usagi?
Yep.
Okay. I've only been introduced to her, but I'm like, who are all these other like 4 ladies? I think there's 4 more, and I'm like, man, who are they? So I'm interested to see who the. It looks like there's been like character archetypes or character types that have been created over time that like might remind me of that character. So I'm watching this anime Captain Earth right now, and Captain Earth is just really formulaic. Like each episode follows a formula of like what happens for like a mecha show. Like the show is different, but it's formulaic within itself. But there's this character as a female, and I'm like, that looks like that girl from Sailor Moon. Like, why is this happening? So I was like, I want to see the original.
Yeah.
Girl who looks like this girl from Sailor
Become
Moon.
iconic over the years.
Yeah, it's true. It's a big deal. Like the limited edition Blu-ray DVD thing on Right Stuff. They only had a set number that they're going to do for printing that like coin thing that came with it. And they sold out. It's all gone. Can't get it anymore. It's
What?
done.
Damn.
I mean, you can still buy the DVD Blu-ray combo. You just don't get a collector's coin thing with
Right.
it. So.
Right.
But still, it's selling really well, and yeah, it's very iconic and all that other fun stuff. I'm excited for you to get further, Jared, because it's
Yeah.
so you're like a unicorn. You don't run into people who don't know Sailor Moon, like as an animal.
Hell yeah. I wanna,
So,
I've never cosplayed before, but if I were to now,
Dude.
I would become the Sailor Moon unicorn. There's probably like an episode that has that.
Sailor Uranus, Sailor Unicorn.
I
Jared's
was
his
gonna
own
say-
Sailor Scout.
Jared, I know that you have seen or know of these 4 other girls that joined Sailor Moon, and it's not a really big spoiler, but I want to let you know that there are so many more than just 4. You are in for a treat. So
Oh, nice. Because there's nothing better than ladies.
more girls and short skirts.
Well, before we start to
I'll know-
leave anime, I'm looking at Mr.
We ain't-
Raymond, who has asked.
Even yet.
I've been watching Uchu Koyudai, Space Brothers, for the first time recently.
Sure.
Jared or Randy, any opinions?
Sure.
I've not seen it. Have you seen Space Brothers, Jared?
Yeah, I watched, I think, like the first, I don't know, maybe 10 episodes or less. They're up to, you can ask, I guess we'll just ask. I mean, do you guys listening now, do you guys know how many episodes it is? It's huge. Like, it's big. I think it's up to maybe 100 episodes. I don't know. I remember when it started.
Wow.
Because that's when I started watching it. I watched, like, the first at least 5 to 10 episodes. That's about it. So, Space Brothers, yeah, I remember when that started. So, Alnoa.0, we should talk about that. So,
Sure.
Randy.
Yeah.
So, Randy, you said it's kind of like Attack on Titan-ish, Alone, this and that. Like, what did you think? I feel like the first 3 episodes are a perfect set piece, like a perfect piece of.
Yes.
And you did watch until after the credits of episode 3.
Yes, I did. I actually
Cool.
I let the episode run, and then I came over to my computer to get started with the Hangout thing. I just let the ending song play, and then I sat here. I'm like, okay, we got to get this whole hangout deal, and all of a sudden,
Yeah.
oh, there's more. Oh, there's more. It's just like,
Yeah.
okay, so stay
So-
after the credits all the time.
Yeah, Alnoa.0, partially conceived by Muro, what's his name, Gen, or I forget his name, but are you getting any vibes from Gargantia on the Verder's planet when you watch this?
Other than like just feeling like the mechs, like the look of like their faces is just kind of similar. Although I doubt if he had any hand in that or if he just brought on the
Right.
same guy. It's I'm not getting kind of the same sort of vibe because the characters
It's-
interact a lot different,
Right.
than how it went in that show. But
Because
I don't know.
apparently he tends to like kill off his characters a lot, and in Gargantia he didn't do that nearly as much. So like Gargantia was his set-off point. Like it was like an anime that I think he directed or maybe just wrote, but he basically whatever he did with that, however he crafted that was much different than what he usually does. I don't remember if he did Madoka or not. I don't remember, but hey, basically, apparently, I mean, there's been a lot of deaths in Alnoa.0, so it looks like he's came back a little bit, but he only has partial creation in this. There's a lot of other people working on it. The music is by the guy who did,
Attack on Titan and
Attack on Titan.
Xenoblade Chronicles X here in
Right, Hiroyuki Sawano, yes. And I love it when the music starts. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
it's like a rush.
Every time it starts, you're like, okay, something big is going to happen now. And it's
So
never disappointing.
if you like that music from like the Xenoblade Chronicles, yeah, well, right, X trailer, and if you like Attack on Titan's music, then you're probably gonna have a fun time with this. Also, is that the one that has Calafina?
For like the opening and ending.
For the opening.
Oh, the opening. I want to say I have no idea, but just going by the sound of it, I'm like, is this the same group / singer that did the ending for Madoka Magica? So I don't know.
I don't know. Because that would mean, isn't Calafina like partially put together by Dot Hack Sign, Sword Art Online 2 composer?
I actually have no idea.
I thought Calafina was like put together by her, that woman, the really talented.
Yuki Kajiura.
Yeah, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
Alnoa.0, animated well, good music, interesting story, and a really interesting main character who there's more than meets the eye with that guy. There has to be something weird going on. He's too smart. He's too smart for his own good. So.
Yeah. I'm interested because it feels like the main character is the exact opposite of what Shinji does in Evangelion. He's like cares about other people, doesn't care about himself, doesn't let emotions get in the way, and is like, no, we'll just figure out what we need to do. I'll take charge,
So
do
you're
what I need to
basically
do.
describing my favorite anime character ever.
Yeah, basically. I mean, so far, in 3 episodes, I don't really know him other than he likes
I don't even know his
scrambled
name.
eggs.
I don't know anybody's name in that anime. It
Right.
probably doesn't even matter.
Inaho, I think, is his name, but whatever.
You just watched it. It's unfair.
I beat you. And yes, Calafina is a Japanese
yeah.
band formed by the composer Yuki Kajiura.
Oh
and
my
all the other
god.
fun stuff.
My
So,
anime cred is showing.
it's true.
I'm leveling up to level 4. Ooh. Speaking
Jared
of-
joined Go Boy Auto and it changed him.
No, I had all this knowledge before GB.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, it's funny because when I go to write something as fact, I'm like, I check it in my brain and I'm like, is this true? So I go look again. I'm like, okay, I was right. But you guys gotta be careful. Other than that, I don't think. I mean, Randy, would you recommend Alnoa.0 to John or Chris?
So far, yes, I would wholeheartedly recommend you give it a shot and see if it's something. 3 episodes is kind of hard to tell where things are going to go and how it's going to overall be, but I would say those first 3 episodes, sit down and watch those 3.
The anti-Shinji. I'm on board.
Here's
I'll
the deal,
go ahead.
though. I don't actually believe in the anti-Shinji. I believe there's a Shinji from the series and there's a Shinji from the movie, and I don't know. If I was 14 years old and I was in Shinji's shoes, I probably would have done almost everything exactly the same, except for some really weird stuff in a hospital room. And I wouldn't have freaked out over grape soda as much. No, grape soda!
Beat off on something.
That's doing the classy thing, is what Shinji did there. So.
Don't worry, Asuka. The doctor is in.
Yeah.
Every week I'm gonna make that joke, and it's never gonna get
Doctor is
old.
in.
Holy shit! All right.
Any other shows, Jared?
I'm really enjoying Blue Spring Ride or Aoharu Ride. I'm really liking that as a like a romance show. It sets itself up really well. Episode 2 is kind of like a mess when it came to all of the pacing. Like, it was a mess. But then episode 3 made it come back much better. So I just like the characters, and there's a lot of focus on being just like different-ish. And basically I've been thinking a lot about Blue Spring Ride, and there's another anime that is slice of life-ish romance called Glass Lip. And Glass Lip is the more interesting one to me, but it has a supernatural element to it. So it was all high school-ish kind of romance. It was like a friend group. And then it turns out that there's way too much of there's too many triangle things happening in the friend group. But there's this element to it where one of the characters can see the future, just like pieces of it, and there's no repercussion for it yet. But I don't know. Jonathan the chicken hasn't appeared since episode 1, and I'm kind of sad because there was a joke made near the end of episode 1 where they actually ate Jonathan the chicken, like they cooked him, but what they actually implied was like, why am I eating chicken for dinner and Jonathan's upstairs? But Jonathan hasn't appeared since episode 1, so episode 2 and 3, there's been no more chickens, but the ending theme has the chickens all over the place. So I'm like, was this an episode 1 joke, or is there going to be more chickens? Because the main character's chicken is named Jonathan. And I need to see Jonathan again.
There had better be another Jonathan appearance in that damn show, or I'm a sue.
But yeah, Glass Lip, there's just interesting characters. It's alright. The friend group decided that it's okay to confess to each other, and that's a big deal in anime, because usually the people don't confess until episode 20 out of 21. So they were just like, yo, episode 2, I like you, and then the girl's like, oh my god, because my best friend likes you and I don't like you, and now I'm confused, and it's just so funny. It's almost typical, but it's not, because of Jonathan the chicken.
Of course.
It's all on Jonathan the chicken.
Yep.
Speaking of romance shows, Jared, I'm going to say again, I'm going to recommend
Oh dear.
Love Stage. Now, don't get me wrong, it's really gay, super gay. But it's also hilarious. It is
it's hard gay.
It's yeah. But the comedy is really solid, and so far things are interesting, but
You know what show I was thinking about starting was Akame ga Kill. I think that's the name of it.
I've heard of it.
Kind of more violent show. But then I haven't, so I don't know. I've been watching Space Dandy on Toonami. I'm still not as impressed with season 2 as I was with season 1.
I still haven't, and I still need to.
There's a Yoshi on your shoulder.
There is.
You rock that Yoshi. He's your parrot, and you are a pirate. And
he's chilling. Yar.
So, John, you've been watching anime.
I certainly have.
But you haven't been
Terror
watching...
in Resonance.
Here we go.
One part on this here backwards computer podcast.
Listen, sir, we'll fight.
Yeah,
I don't know if you know,
we'll
but Yoshi was recently confirmed for Super Smash Bros. 4.
I haven't
I'm
actually
feeling I'll win.
You haven't seen Terror in Resonance, Jared?
No. I
Watch it. Do it.
haven't.
Do it.
I watched it.
Damn right.
Holy
Randy, what
crap.
did you think?
You guys can talk about it if you want.
I'm not going to talk spoilers or anything, but
No, I'm just going to tell you people, watch that shiznit, because, yeah.
It's done by Shinichiro Watanabe, the same guy who brought us Cowboy Bebop and Space Dandy. It is not like Space Dandy at all, which which is good. I mean,
here's the deal. We have to remember that Watanabe barely has his hands in Space Dandy. Because if you look, there's different directors and art directors and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, he's like executive.
He probably like drew Dandy and he was like, I want to make a space thing, and then
And this guy
suddenly
go on.
Yeah. I think is Terror. I think I've heard that Terror and Resonance was like more of him being directly involved. I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
It feels like it. It definitely feels like it.
It's pretty good and different. I'm digging one of the characters, 12. I'm digging 12. 12
Yes.
is my guy.
12 is also my guy. I don't like 9 so much.
Oh,
I
great.
think he'll grow on me.
This reminded me of like Valve Rave, where like the characters had weird names for numbers or something.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Just wait. That's.
I always
that's
thought that
all I
guy's
can
name
say.
was like
Keep an eye on
Elfu.
12, and keep an eye on the lady, because the lady is destined for greatness. I can tell.
Let's hope so. Yeah, it's good. You can check it out on Funimation's website. If you are not a paying subscriber, episode 1 is available, and tomorrow 2 will become available. So
That's true. So I will have another episode to talk about each and every week of this show.
it's true. Get ready, because it's a good thing so far. I have
It's been
high
a
hopes
wild
for it.
ride.
Yes. So what else did you watch, Jonathan?
Also, Sailor Moon episode 2, of course. But the last one kind of came out of nowhere for me, because I'm just browsing Twitter like I typically do at like 3 o'clock in the morning on a Friday. And I follow this Nintendo rep, and this Nintendo rep is talking about Persona 4 Golden, the animation. And I'm like, that's out? Apparently it was. It is, I think, either 2 or 3 episodes in right now via Crunchyroll. And that is the last piece of anime that I watched. So, Randy, you watched Devil Survivor 2, the animation.
I sure did, and I loved it.
Devil Survivor 2's animation adaptation kind of sort of followed the plot of the game, but veered off in various junctures.
Right.
But to watch the anime is kind of to understand loosely what happens in the game from start to finish. Based on these first 2 episodes of Persona 4 Golden, I can assert that you will not understand what the hell ever happens in the game, but you will understand who the characters are. I don't know if there is a word for that kind of anime, but it exists as a supplement of the game more so than an adaptation, in my opinion.
Now,
so far. That may change.
Wasn't there a Persona 4, the animation that came out a couple of years ago, and doesn't that follow the game a little bit more closely?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
Okay, I'm sure that there was one that came out like in 2010. Oh yeah, Chris, what do you know?
I saw some anime. Wow, I got something to talk about. Wow. Yeah, I only saw the first season or the first half of the first season or whatever for the Persona for the animation. Just because that's all that was available at the time, I actually bought all the episodes digitally because I didn't know where to watch it. It is pretty faithful to the game. It definitely follows the plot of the game, and you know what? It definitely leaves out a lot of the social link aspects. There's very few. They introduce characters, and they kind of work through a character in a single episode if they can, to try and say, oh, okay, cool, we social link with this guy. But you're going to see them going into dungeons. You're going to see them, tackling the major issues all the way up until that point. And you've played Persona 4 Golden, right, John?
I have gotten 6 or 7 hours in, still close to the beginning, like barely scratching the surface. Dude,
disappointing.
I know.
What?
I know. I'm ashamed of playing on both my houses.
Don't be ashamed, because I haven't really played it.
Well,
I bought it.
You also don't have a Vita.
Yeah.
Oh, right. No, I bought it for PS2.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
No, I need to, and I know it's good, and I know it's really goddamn good, so it's
Anyway.
a thing gonna happen, but...
I'm glad that I did ask you, because, I would have given away some points in the game you certainly haven't gotten to yet. So
yeah, don't do that.
It's probably good. It's probably good that you're watching the Golden, because if it's not giving away anything major for the story, then you're not gonna have anything ruined for you. And
It has
really
not,
important.
because I know what kind of loose plot the game should follow. Anime isn't
don't.
following that
Good
at all.
Question. I saw a picture online that compared the new anime to something else. Like, was there two? It was like the same scene, but like different quality. Was there like two different series that covered the same stuff? Or were there anime cutscenes in the? I don't.
There were.
Well, there are a ton of anime cutscenes in the golden version of the game.
Interesting. Yeah, I wasn't sure. It was confusing me because I don't actually know much about it. My coworkers the other day were talking about it. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? And they're like, Persona. I'm
You
like, oh,
have to play the
bye.
game, Jared. Play.
So do you, John.
I know. I will.
Actually,
I promise. This I swear.
I put.
Anyway, I
I have
think
literally put. I think it's somewhere along the lines of almost 400 hours at this point into Persona
wow.
4 Golden.
that's cool.
Yeah. It's
he
it's
got
over
doubled my
300.
Devil Survivor hours. Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow. How does it feel,
This
John,
is-
to be beaten? He's like,
Well,
I like that a
a
lot.
Persona game is definitely the way to beat me. That would be the way to do it.
I met someone who was winning today, John, against your fandom for Sonic.
What?
Sorry, yeah, going into the games talk now. There was this customer came in. It's actually this kid, and he was obsessed with Sonic. He was wearing a Sonic hat. He had his shirt
Yeah.
was not Sonic though, but there was something else. I forget what else it was. All he wanted was like he was freaking out. All he wanted was like I think he just learned like this morning that Sonic on the Wii U came out. So like he was like, "Where's Sonic Lost World?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I really don't know." So we looked it up, and unfortunately, like they're still making Sonic Lost World, but it's just not in any stores. You gotta order it.
Wow.
And so I'm like, I'm sorry. And I was like, do you have it for 3DS? And he's like, I already have it on 3DS. And I think it was his mom who was with him, and she was like, yeah, he just has to have like the game on every single console. And I'm like, well, do you have a Genesis? Do you have this? And I actually told him a story about you, John.
Yeah, you did. Damn
I was
right.
like- I was like, yeah, one of my friends, he's a huge Sonic fan. This and that. I kind of referred to everyone on the podcast. I was like, but me, I don't know anything about Sonic. He looked at me and he's like, I showed him Shovel Knight because we were slow at the time, and I'm like, here's Shovel Knight. There's this awesome game that came out on 3DS. You should get this. And he looked at it. He said, this is the most boring thing. And then it turns out that he's actually just a fan of games where you go really fast. So I told him he has to go fast. He's like, what?
Yeah, you
I'm like,
gotta
you
go
need
fast.
on Rails games. So then I'm like, yeah, I only have one game that might satisfy you. It's called Liberation Maiden. And he looked at me and he was like probably like 10 years old. He looks at me and he's like, you know what? I don't even care what that is. I just want Sonic. He was like, I'm gonna go to Target. We're gonna go to GameStop. We're gonna go everywhere to find this game. I'm like, oh my god.
Jared, you tried.
It's like YOLO Swagger wearing that Sonic. This was a real Sonic hat. This is not what Randy was wearing. This is like,
Right.
like a
The
This
real
is
one.
a
The one
hat.
I've got over there that I don't want
nice
to.
quality hat with Sonic like bright on it. It's like, oh man.
Kid was the coolest person ever.
You know,
Oh,
the irony is that is probably the best story of an employee at Best Buy, like actually being cool and knowing what the hell he's talking about, and this guy was just not receptive to it at all. He was like, nope.
I mean, there have been a few customers who I would tell, like I work with this gaming stuff, and I do this, and they're just like, oh, it's so cool, blah blah blah. There's other people that I try to like help out with knowledge. They were like, how do I get this free game on the Wii U? Like, I got Mario Kart. What? And I'm like,
With
well,
your
yeah.
Nintendo
No.
account.
There's people who bought the Zelda Wii U, and they were like, how do I get Wind Waker with it? I'm like, well, there should have been a download code, or the game's in the box. I don't know, but this is how you would go
The game
about
is
doing
not in
that.
the box. It
And they
comes
looked at me.
with a voucher.
They looked at me and they're like, they just had no idea. It's like they bought a Wii U, didn't know. It's like, well, there go my knowledge. I went on for like 5 minutes and didn't go anywhere in one else ever. But this kid today was just, oh man. bouncing off the walls. Kept on like talking to me, like would interrupt me. And I'm like, yeah, have you played? And he's just like, I don't care. Where's Mario Galaxy? And I'm like, I don't know. You know, I had to order in Mario Galaxy 2 myself, and I work at the store. I had to like get it ordered in. And he's like, oh, where is it? It got re-released as a I don't care. Where's Sonic? There was a customer a couple of days ago who bought Sonic on Wii. It was like a $15 value game. And I'm like, I don't know what this is, but this does not look like Sonic.
LOL. It's Sonic and the Secret Wings, Sonic and the Black Knight, or Sonic Colors. I think
It was Black Knight.
So, see? Sonic
So,
fan. This poor sap right here. Dude, I think that's as good a segue as any into games. Do we have any other anime to discuss?
I got none.
Everyone needs to just keep checking out gobayano.com. And,
Of course we will.
And basically to, especially the ones where, like, if I pose a question, we'd love your feedback because it's really fun. People have been really cool with discussing things like which anime generation they're from and stuff. Like they type in, like people were typing paragraphs, and it's really neat. So it's really nice to get people's feedback.
I have
ready to go into news?
I have one other quick thing, super quick. I watched one other anime because I had a hit of nostalgia, so I watched the first 2 episodes of Trigun.
Damn right, sir. Bash Stampede. Them double dollars.
He's the $60 billion double dollar man.
Double dollar, son. All right. It's game time. We ready to talk some news?
Why don't we?
Oh,
am I up first? I think I am.
Jared, are you cool sticking with us? Or
You're up for the next 3 hours.
I guess I am.
No, I can stick around. I just forgot to mention that I watched Sword Art Online too. I've actually been watching that.
What'd you think, Jared?
I don't know what to think. Like it's I don't know. I think I'm gonna like do an article on it. Like I just don't even know. It's just like episode 3 is just so.
I don't know.
I don't know. If I talk about bread in the in the title, we'll figure it out. But no, you know what? It is what it is. Like it's okay so far. Cool. It's got some nice music from Kajura. I think that's her. That's it. That's all I'm gonna talk about. I think I can stick around for just a bit.
Well, whenever you need to leave, just say goodbye to the audience. Cut my dumb ass off, because I'm down to ramble for the next hour or so here. Anyway, you guys ready to talk some Hyrule Warriors?
Yeah. The dogs agree.
Dogs are. Dogs are ready.
I can contribute the video game news, and it has to do with Zelda.
Can you?
Cosmo beat the world record again. Last week, I think I said he shaved it by like a frames. This time, he shaved it by 20 seconds, and it was like the most perfect run. I had to. Unfortunately, it took me like 2 or 3 days to watch it, but I watched it, and I clapped for like 30 seconds. I was appalled by it, what he did. There's a certain glitch that they do where once he beats Goma, and he does this like skip glitch, and then they're at the top of the castle or whatever when it's falling down.
Right.
There's this thing where they have to hit a rock, and what they need to do is it pushes them in such a certain perfect way that it's almost like a super glide or something backwards, but he doesn't have bombs for it. So the rock hits him a perfect way. It pushes him back. He has to go all the way down, like around the castle in a certain way, and then he has to clip, I guess you could say, out of the corner at the perfect speed. Sometimes you lose the run because if you do it more than a couple times, it's done. If you can't get it, you have to go all the way down to where that corner was. You have to clip out a certain way on a different rock. It's easier to do it down there, but it's been really hard up at top. Well, first rock that came down, he hits it, and he just goes doo-doo-doo, and then as he's going down, he targets Zelda for a quick second, and then he lets go, and then he hits the corner, and he falls right through. And as soon as that happened, he knew he had the new world record, and he's just like... And then he's like freaking out mentally, and I just started clapping, and I died inside because I don't even like watch his runs. I just think it's amazing.
Right.
Hyrule Warriors, same thing, right?
Darunia, Ruto, and Cheek, all from Ocarina of Time, are confirmed playable. There is a Nico stream happening tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So that's, what, 9 a.m. Mountain, 7 a.m. Pacific? Something? I don't know time zones, but
And
my
in
time zone
Japan,
on
that
the
would
East
be
Coast,
13 hours ahead or something? Holy crap.
I have no idea, but in my neck of the woods, it's happening at 10 a.m. tomorrow, and there's probably going to be more characters and more stuff, because like that game is right around the corner as far as release goes, and pretty soon we're going to see all the spoilers. But I just want to pose a question to every single person here. What characters do y'all want to see in Hyrule Warriors that have not been confirmed yet? Chris, I know you have one.
Well, I was gonna say, well, okay, I did put Skull Kid on the outline from Majora's Mask because, to be completely honest, I knew it would get a rise out of you, so that's why I put it down.
This is me rising.
Arise, eh?
But I feel like I got my prayers answered. I really wanted to play as a Goron, so with Daruni in there, I'm actually really happy. I feel like I'm taken care of. Anything that they come up with after this point, there'd be some cool ones to see, but I got my number one, which was a Goron. Didn't even have to be Daruni, it just could have been a Goron, and I would have been fine.
In the spirit of too many ladies in this new Zelda game, cry cry QQ, I want to see Marin from Link's Awakening make an appearance, because no character has shown up from Link's Awakening since its release almost 20 years ago. And I think Link's Awakening could use a reboot. Kinda, sorta.
I don't know what the source was, but I had heard somewhere online that that they're only going to be Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, and Skyward Sword characters, right? They're not going to do anything outside of that? Or was that something anybody else had read at all?
I haven't read that yet, but you may be right.
I mean, that's all we've seen so far. If I had to choose someone, and an actual possibility, because it's from one of those three games, I would, of course, pick Groose. Duh. Like, how could you not?
The Pompadour, one Pompadour to rule them all.
People are like, I don't want to see Groose in anything ever again. And I'm like, come on.
You know what? You know what's gonna grind my gears here, people?
You know what would really
Tingle
grind?
is announced as playables.
You know, it'd be funny. That character from Skyward Sword, that girl's like hand in the toilet. That was funny. They should have that as a character.
You know who they should put? They should totally add Beetle as a character.
Thank you!
Thank you! And he pedals around in his little skyship / boat.
Hell yeah, he has an airship.
Play as the King of Red
You know
Lion.
what?
Play as the boat.
Play
No,
as the
I was
boat.
going to say, you know what would be super cool? If we got, what are they called? Doritos? Ritos?
Doritos.
No.
Crash Course.
Wait.
Game of the year.
Yeah, the bird people
What are
from...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What's the name of the
Like, that'd be
freaking
cool.
hedgehog race from Skyward Sword?
Oh,
The teeny tiny critters from when you first step foot on
the fact that we can't remember what they're called
Oh,
shows just
yeah.
how important they were.
But I
Right.
want one of, like, a little hedgehog dude just rolling around on the map, just kicking ass and taking names. Come on.
You don't want
That's called Rolling Western on 3DS.
Dylan's Rolling Western, and that game is awesome. Thank you very much.
Fair
Good enough
enough.
to get a sequel.
I guess, are we done with our Hyrule Warriors talk until tomorrow when they confirm even more stuff?
yeah.
I don't know about you, John, but I'm not going to be on this here podcast tomorrow.
No, I don't think I'm showing up either. But hey, that means next week we'll have things. What's up, Jared?
I'm gonna share a quick bit of news because I know I didn't write it down on the outline or anything. I forgot to say this. I'll make it quick. When Marnie was there, the new Ghibli film in Japan is not doing very well. It made half of what Arrietty made in the first weekend. What that means is there's been rumors recently out of the studio, probably just rumors, that the producer, I think it's Toshio Suzuki, I think that's his name, he said that if Marnie doesn't do well, they're going to close the animation studio, and I just died.
Man.
So, everyone in
Good
Japan,
idea, for sure.
I know that the entire country is listening to me right now, needs to go and watch When Marnie Was There. Aye.
Do it. Or else we're all screwed.
Because we're so going to be sad without Ghibli. Anyways, that's it.
At least, like, the museum and stuff will stay open. Like, aren't they supposed to remain as, like, distributor and publisher kind of deal?
You know, it's interesting. Goro Miyazaki's working on directing the adaptation of something, and it's just being animated by other people. Ghibli just did some stuff on it, so it's all like CG. And then you've got Suzuki, who I thought officially retired, but he's just kind of like chilling out in the background as like Grandmaster dude. Miyazaki's like drawing manga, just hanging out in his house and doing cool stuff and promotion. But when Marnie was there, to me, it looks like when Marnie was there was better than, like, it looks better than Arrietty, but I guess people, I don't know, maybe the Miyazaki name just carries things along, and it's kind of sad that maybe it's not happening. So, I don't know. We'll see.
This is one thing that, okay, if Ghibli is in trouble, and are you talking about Ghibli entirely, or are you talking about a sub?
We're just talking about the actual core of Ghibli and the fact that like their newest film just came out on July 19th, and with less than 1 week, like where it is at sales-wise, it's at half of what the other non-Miyazaki directed film was at. So what they're comparing is that, unfortunately, it's not. It premiered at number 3. Like Maleficent in Japan and a Pokemon movie beat it, and usually I think they premiere higher than that. So people are. The critics, I guess you could say, are worried. And there was a documentary that came out recently where Suzuki said, or like an interview, and he was like, yo, the future of Ghibli depends on both critic reaction and audience reaction, which means voting with your wallet. And I was like, oh no. So.
Well,
Bringing us back to Hyrule Warriors. Unless, Chris?
No, I was going to say, what I think is going to happen is that Disney has had a pretty good working relationship, and especially John Lasseter, who's now a big wig there in the Disney Animation Studios department. That he's been, like, John Lasseter specifically has been a huge fan of Ghibli for a long time. And now that he's got, a lot of the people there in Disney Animation kind of, closer to their ears, basically, who knows? Maybe Disney will try a buyout. Ghibli, maybe they'll save the studio.
Yeah. I don't know if we need to worry yet. I just think it's weird. I will say this, though. Disney has handled a lot of the releases, but there's been recently G-Kids and Cinedigm have picked, like, they did Poppy Hill, so they're doing the non, as widespread, where, like, Disney did Arrietty, and then G-Kids did this. It's, like, back and forth. I don't know.
Disney,
it'd be great.
All the ones that I own, Disney, and I have some obscure ones, and Disney has put most of those out.
It's the most recent ones that are going back and forth between Disney and,
Randy, you were saying?
I was going to say, it'd be great if Disney would buy out Studio Ghibli and then fire all of their 2D animators and make them do CG stuff only. That would be great. Just like
no, that's I ain't touching that shit with a 10-foot pole. I'm gonna bring
I'd
it
rather
back
see
to
a world of
Zelda is what I know.
I'd rather see a world of just
Randy.
Let's
Mr.
not
Hater,
argue,
Mr.
children.
Video games.
Mr. Jason says that he wants to play as the mailman from Ocarina of Time, and I am on board that train. I want that happen. Yes.
He wouldn't fight. All he would do is run through the stage, and no one would ever catch him.
Like, that's the idea. Like, I think there's a whole lot that can be done with a super, super speedy character. And just all of a sudden, like, letters are like his weapon of choice. Yes. Let's make it happen.
Oh.
All right.
That would be cool.
Moving on from Hyrule Warriors, let's talk Media Molecule real quick, because they had a PlayStation 4 reveal that they were going to show off in a trailer, and then the trailer glitched out. So they turned it into a teaser that says, like, basically turn a mistake into a masterpiece. Have you all seen this?
No.
Nope.
Randy's a no, Chris is a no. Guys, Just Google Media Molecule PlayStation 4 trailer. That's about it. You have to see it before I can talk about it. It's all good. I'll move on to something I know a whole hell of a lot more about because it's not a teaser. Every episode of The Simpsons is finally going to be streamable via the Simpsons World in October. This is a brand new app thing that they are going to I think you require cable credentials to log into it. But when you log into it, it is more or less a Simpsons online TV show encyclopedia. It has every single episode of the entire series ever. You can Google it by episode name. You can Google it by quotes. Do whatever you need to do to find whatever episode you want to watch, and you can watch it in real time. That's 25 years of The Simpsons that will soon be at your fingertips. Also, FXX is going to marathon every last episode of the show from August 21st to September 14th. That is a lot of TV shows, and I'm going to watch every single one of them if I can.
Do it, man. How long is that supposed to go on if they're doing an episode back-to-back?
Well, I mean, August 21st through September 14th. That's literally
almost
3
a month
weeks of airtime. Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's they're even going to show the Simpsons movie in between whatever appropriate seasons when that happened. They're showing every single episode in chronological order. And it has been, my history with The Simpsons, y'all must know that I have history with, comedic animation, given my little Daffy Duck rant from last week. But, if it's a cartoon and it made me laugh when I'm a kid, I'm going to watch it as an adult and see if it still makes me laugh. From what I've heard from the various Simpsons elitists out there, the cartoons that I watched as a kid, the earlier seasons of The Simpsons are so much better than some of the later stuff. I have been watching The Simpsons every year since I was very small because my grandparents kind of turned me on to it, and it was sort of a ritual thing that we did. So I fell out of touch with The Simpsons for a little while and then came back to it, and I've been kind of watching it kind of faithfully ever since. But it's going to be real fun to see some of these previous seasons that will be available to me free and on my fingertips when they marathon every single thing. And I'm seriously going to try to sit down and watch as much of this stuff as possible because I love that shit.
Good stuff. I watched it from time to time. It's a good show. Nah.
All right. How about Jared, Chris? Any Simpsons thoughts?
No. I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
Simpsons. I think we've had this conversation before, but unfortunately,
Have we?
not much. Yeah, we have not much history with Simpsons.
I'm
South Park.
I'm in the same boat as Jared.
Nice. Thank God. Finally, I have someone I can relate to.
Dude, we were too busy.
Where were
watching
you in my life?
things like Alien. So.
Oh God.
We like Alien.
Shots fired.
All right. So we don't have much history to talk with The Simpsons, but y'all want to talk about Pokemon and Persona Q and Smash Brothers all at once?
No.
I just have here a list of intended release dates. So Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire come out on November 21st. Persona Q comes out on November 25th. Smash Brothers on Wii U is not confirmed, but is rumored for November 21st, which is the same as Pokemon, which they have done in the past with A Link Between Worlds and Super Mario 3D World last year. So I'm kind of thinking November 21st is that hot date for that Wii U version. And Kingdom Hearts 2.5 HD 1 billion jillion remix, which comes out on December 2nd. My wallet hates everything. I hate everything, and I'm applying for a student loan to supplement my gaming habits. That's all.
Probably for the best.
I'm man. Those are some dang good games, man, and I'm super looking forward to Persona Q. Everyone, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people are really cynical about it with the whole, oh, it's just Etrian Odyssey with the Persona skin and it's going to suck, and I don't know, but I'm looking forward to it because guess what? I like Etrian Odyssey and I like Persona, so maybe
it's the
for
best
me.
of both worlds.
Maybe it's made for me, I don't know. And they have that super sweet Wild Card Premium Edition, and they literally put my name on it. So I literally pre-ordered it the very same day. So I've got that bad boy.
So does that mean you're gonna make like 3 pennies off of every sale?
Dude, if only.
No. No.
Chris would be hyping that game.
Oh yeah, are you kidding? If I don't get a review copy for that game, I'm going to be there day one playing it. But who knows? I may get it. I may get it in advance, and then I'll tackle it then, and then just keep my pre-order. I'm still keeping it for the goodies, so they're not gonna lose any money on me. So.
Speaking
We'll
of,
see.
Chris, a news item that you talked about either last week or 2 weeks ago has come true. Why don't you tell us about it?
Yes, that was super. Shut up! It's my time to talk.
The backwards compatible podcast shit won't really hit the fan until like Chris starts talking and then you hear the dogs bark and then like they get closer and Chris is in the middle of like this super heartfelt speech. Thank you so much, viewers and listeners, and he just gets fucking mauled by a dog.
I know, it'll probably happen too. You'll see it coming at my throat from like this angle.
That's all I ever see of Chris again.
And it'll be live on the air. It'll be one of those Faces of Death videos in a couple years.
Turns out that Bella over here has just been texting your dogs being like, yo, you gotta bark now.
Oh, man.
Anyway, Chris, on to your very happy story.
Yes. I did, just like you mentioned, a couple weeks ago on the podcast, I talked about the leaked Guardians of the Galaxy playset for Marvel, or Disney Infinity 2.0 Marvel Superheroes. And as it turns out, it's true, because they released just today that is indeed a playset pack. It's going to have Star-Lord and Gamora with the little playset piece, just like we thought. And it's also, they took it a step further, and they announced all the characters are going to be figures. So you're going to have Groot, Rocket Raccoon, Gamora, Drax, and Star-Lord. And they said we may not be done seeing characters, and we may see a couple more announced during San Diego Comic-Con, which starts tomorrow or Friday? I can't remember.
It does.
Yes.
I think it's tomorrow.
So who knows? There may be more Disney Infinity there. But the little tidbit that caught my attention, and if you guys have played Disney Infinity, well, I know you guys haven't, but if any of the listeners have played Disney Infinity 1.0, the team that is developing the Guardians of the Galaxy playset game is going to be the same team who did the Pirates of the Caribbean one, which the Pirates of the Caribbean in Disney Infinity 1.0 is the best playset. And I'm not just saying that because it's pirates. It's actually the best, so I'm super hyped for that.
Chris does love his pirates. Chris, how do you feel about Skies of Arcadia?
You know what? I really wish I would have played that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Really?
I really wish I would have played that, and I
Dude,
know that it's such a great game.
I'm not going to cut you off any more than this, but Randy, I don't know you anymore because you told us on Twitter that freaking Outlaw Star is better than Cowboy Bebop. Fuck that.
Speaking the truth, that's all, man. Suck it.
Now on this related fuck that bandwagon, how have you,
Interesting.
Chris, king of all pirates, not played Skies of Arcadia? What the hell is wrong with you?
Okay. I can defend myself. myself.
You know, it's not.
I never
that
owned a
great of
Dreamcast.
game.
Did you own a GameCube?
Hey.
What-
I
Jared?
never owned a Dreamcast, so right off the bat, that skips Skies of Arcadia proper. Skies of Arcadia Legends, the GameCube port,
Hell
I
yeah.
didn't get because as soon as it came out and it sold out almost immediately.
Yes.
I could no longer find it anywhere else. And here, locally, because the internet wasn't such a big thing back in the GameCube days, I could not find the game anywhere at all, used or new, to the point where, at this point now, looking at trying to get a copy of Skies of Arcadia is ridiculous. And,
Do you want me to just, like, give you my copy?
do you have it?
Yeah, I beat it. I got it used at GameStop for, like, $20.
Well, hey,
Jared,
dude, if you want to link it to me, I'll
You
You know what I was
totally
thinking?
play
The
it.
next time I go
I
to
would
New
love
York,
to play that game.
the next time I go to New York, if I go to Video Games New York, I'm not sure why I'm saying if. When I go there, I'll see if they have it. If it's not more than $20,
No, it's more than that.
Oh no, Jared! I like my copy of Skies of Arcadia Legends. Like I beat that and 100%ed it as well, and I sold it
Did you
to a
sell it back?
friend for $40.
Wait,
So
I mean, I think I have. I know
yeah,
I played it and I beat that game, and it's pretty good for like a traditional RPG. I would love to see the HD remix thing that people keep talking about.
yes,
Well, yeah.
they need an HD Skies of Arcadia released on PlayStation, Xbox, and Wii U. Stat.
I'll agree wholeheartedly because you know what? I will get it day one. I'll wear my eye patch.
Hey.
I'll wear my Sega eye patch.
Randy, did you say PC?
I did,
To
because
quote Randy, hey, at Ghibli_International, why aren't your Muzaks on Amazon and wherever else I can get it in iTunes?
yep, that is what I did.
It's so cute.
Listen, longtime faithful listener of the show, Mr. Andrew Rudder, also says Outlaw Star is better than Cowboy Bebop. I can't
Oh.
curse Andrew.
Oh.
I can't curse Andrew out. I won't do it. But Andrew, with all due respect, sir, you're wrong. You're wrong. It's okay to be wrong. You and Randy can
Hey,
ship
John.
off on the
Be
wrong
wrong,
train
John,
together.
John,
Yes.
you are the one who's wrong.
Oh, Jared! Woo.
Here's the reasoning.
What the hell?
Step one.
I don't know you anymore.
Step one, I
This is the
personally
last
enjoy.
episode of Backwards Compatible.
Listen to me.
Gentlemen, this shit's done.
Listen.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Ready? Step one. Cowboy Bebop is actually the better show. Step two. You need to be open and respectful to everyone's opinions. Oh! What that means is, if in their minds, if it's a better show, it's a better show.
I'm just messing around, Jared. They can believe what they want.
I know, I'm kidding. Here's the deal, though. They're actually both really good, and I'd say that they're good on their own level. So one's probably better than the other, but, well, you know what sucks? You can't find Outlaw Star merchandise. Long story
Mr.
short,
Oscar says, should I get the GameCube version of Skies of Arcadia if I'm already going to get the Dreamcast version? I'm going to go ahead and say stick with the Dreamcast version because the GameCube version is going to be more expensive, I think.
I think speaking from a gameplay level, the Skies of Arcadia Legends for GameCube, doesn't that have an entirely new character along with extra quests?
what?
You know what? Yeah, you're right.
For
That
real?
wasn't just an HD reskin. That
Yeah,
was
there was actual
it
content.
had new content. You're right. GameCube version, Oscar. Pardon me.
Pretty sure I did a
It
lot
will
of.
be more expensive though.
I spent a
But
lot
yes,
of time in that
definitely.
game, just like riding around the skies.
Oh, it's the Wind Waker, but in the air and with RPG elements and freaking pirates. Like Skies of Arcadia is the
Dude.
freaking P's and P's. I can't believe
I
you,
don't-
Chris.
I don't know
But-
if that game is as good as everyone says, but I'll
It-
go with it.
You're wrong.
I will
Cowboy Bebop.
find one and I will play it. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Granted, I have no money, but I will do it.
All right. Well, is that it for us with news? Chris, why don't you tell everybody what you've been doing?
What have I been doing? Well, I'm not sure if Raymond Dwyer is still with us, but I wanted to give a quick shout out to him and his awesome Mario Kart skills because I started a weekly tournament for the Backwards Compatible podcast.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yay! So you can totally get your race on, your drift on, your banana peel on, your red shells on, all that. And I have the number here somewhere. It's posted to the Facebook page and also the Twitter account. But just in case you guys want that, it is 8293-4162390. And it brings it up. It's just called Backwards Compatible. We'll go ahead and we'll announce every week whoever races in the room, and I'll be jumping on. And J-Rad, you should totally be jumping on too. But as soon as we get that going, we'll start announcing the winner, the names of the weekly winners on the show. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Very true. It'll be good once Randy and I get off our asses and get ourselves Mario Kart 8 copies.
He ate. Randy has a valid excuse because he's poor as hell.
You know who doesn't have an excuse?
Oh, no, I don't want to have this conversation right now.
This Yoshi doesn't have an excuse.
That's right.
You know, I'm gonna have to wait till Black Friday for my copy of Mario Kart.
I play games that I like. I'm not really the world's biggest fan of the Mario Kart games because I've played 7 of them before, and they literally do, with the exception of Double Dash, feel like the same game over and over again.
John's
and yet, so many people are saying that this is the best one to date.
But I have a theory on that. I think
Talk to Yoshi, sir.
I think it's because they kind of like skipped out on the Wii version, and the last one they played was Double Dash, and they're like disappointed. So the last one that was nostalgic for them was N64. So when they play the Wii U, they're like, "Oh my god!" That's just me.
Oh my god, that is an accurate representation if I've heard.
How about,
Makes sense.
It makes complete sense.
How about this, John? If for no other reason, do it for our listeners. Do it for our listeners that you love very much.
Listen, Chris, you'll talk about your Best Buy sales here later in the show, and we'll talk. So do continue.
All right. So,
moving
on. I do have a couple bits of Magic the Gathering related news. So in the realm of card games,
woo,
woo, Magic the Gathering Duels of the Planeswalkers 2015. Oh, how you disappointed me so. Oh, how you betrayed my trust. Oh, how you left me a broken man, bleeding out on the floor. I didn't like the game. It came out the next morning after I complained it wasn't out yet. And I've got a review 99% done. It'll be up on 8-Bit Fix probably tomorrow. I'm just going to go ahead and say it right now. You know what? The problem with this game is it gives us one thing that Magic the Gathering players have always wanted, which is completely open-ended deck building, but then it slams us with one thing that they've never punished us with before, which is completely unbalanced in-app purchases, cards only available exclusively in premium packs, not in the game. You can't unlock them by playing the game. You have to pay for them, and they're the best cards in the game. And yeah, and so in addition to either the $10 or even the $35 price tag that you can pay for this game, you're going to have to spend even more if you want to even hold a chance against other players online. And that is literally the worst thing they could have done, and they did it, and yeah.
Chris, you just sound pleased as punch.
Well, let me tell you what I would like to do with that punch is direct it towards the face of the people responsible for making the decisions in this game.
Fair enough.
But moving from terrible Magic news, which is don't buy Duels of the Planeswalkers 2015, the good news is the physical card game. We actually did a little thing at my house. You know, when I grew up playing the game, I started playing Magic the Gathering literally when it first came out back in 1993. I was like 5 at the time. It was ridiculous. Or no, I was older than that. How old was I?
No, 93, I was 5. You were 8.
Yeah, okay, so I was 8. I learned how to play this game when I was 8 years old. And I've been playing it pretty much ever since. In high school, I had a group of friends I met specifically because they played Magic the Gathering. And we used to do the total nerd thing and play every day at lunch. And much to the, most of us did not get laid at all that, entire 4 years of high school. Probably because we played Magic at school at lunch, but...
You're married now, and that's what matters.
Well, there you go.
Look at me, I've got a girlfriend too, and it's not this Yoshi.
That's true. We've seen snippets. We know she's real.
It's true.
Right. No, I'm just a single one.
Aw, Jared.
Give me all your attention now. I'm soaking it up like a sponge. I'm getting the sponge ready. Even Randy's in love.
Ladies listening to the Backwards Compatible podcast,
My phone number
Signal.
is...
Jared is region free, and Jared has just helped launch GoBoyano.com, the world's leading source of anime news and connectivity.
Hey, just for all you girls out there listening, he's been to Japan. He could take you next time. He can take you to Japan with him.
I
There
could
you
take
go.
you
Think about
shopping in Harajuku. I can navigate the train.
Okay,
I'll even take
fair enough.
to that location where you can buy all your boys love manga. With,
And all of your
Kuro.
free Iwatobi doujinshi.
You're looking for free merchandise, or are you looking for free merchandise?
Chris, you have to move on.
All right,
I'm trying to help out my homeboy here, man. Anyway, I guess moving on from the getting laid tangent, we all got back together. We all hung out at my house, and we did a Magic the Gathering draft just at my house for a special set called Conspiracy that came out, and it was a blast. I had such a great time. Conspiracy is such a weird but really fun set. I don't know if anybody who listens plays Magic the Gathering, but if you can pick up, 5 to 10 packs, get some people together and draft, it's really fantastic. So that was a really fun experience. John, I know that you've been playing Abyss Odyssey. I don't know if you've played any more of it,
I haven't touched it in a week.
but I
will
did get to play the co-op mode with a friend.
How is it, sir?
Yeah, it's I tried the co-op specifically, and let me just say, I know that they're planning to add multiplayer at some point. It's already in the game now, because there is friendly fire all the time, even when you're playing co-op. So when there's a second character on screen with you, if you hit him with your sword, you're gonna kill him. You're gonna hurt him. And yeah, that was fun. That was like playing an even worse version of New Super Mario Brothers for the Wii,
Ooh,
with everyone throwing each other into pits and stuff.
like the old Streets of Rage back in the 90s.
Yeah,
before Streets of Rage.
exactly. Oh my god. It was awful, and of course my character is around level 25, and my friend joined, and his character started off at level 1. And I was hitting him, and I was knocking off quite his life accidentally just because I was trying to kill the monsters. It was...
That's no
Yeah.
fun at all.
Yeah, that's kind of
Before we move on, let's into a few audience comments here. Deco says, microtransactions in my Magic the Gathering? I shouldn't
know,
be
right?
surprised, but still. Have they started doing that with individual Pokemon yet? That answer is no, but probably eventually. I'm glad Mega Man Battle Network didn't last long enough to see microtransaction battle chips.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, this guy is a man after my own heart. I love Battle Network. No, that game was awesome. Well, those
True.
games.
Deco also says Jared is an otaku among otaku, and I mean that in the most complimentary way possible. And last but not least, Raymond says, to confirm what Jared said about Mario Kart 8, the last Mario Kart I played was Double Dash and Mario Kart DS.
Oh, I forgot about
Not a
DS.
huge fan of the series, but the internet features won me over. I think Raymond would be in the same boat as many, many, many people who are calling Mario Kart 8 the best thing since sliced bread.
I only played like one day's session of Double Dash, but otherwise the most recent one that I have is DS. So, and I never played. I think I played the Wii one at a Best Buy once, and other than that, it was the 64 game. So, 64
I
and
played the
DS.
Wii and I played 7, and I was underwhelmed by both of them, which is
I
why
played Game Boy Advance for like a few matches. So.
Super Circuit.
Well, to prove your guys' theory wrong, I've played every one but the Wii. So I've played Super Circuit, I've played 7, I've played Advance, I've played Double Dash, I've played 64, the original for SNES. I've played all of them except for the Wii one. and I would still say this definitely ranks in at number 1 for me.
That's fine.
Buy it, John. Buy it. Buy it, John. Buy it. Buy it.
All
Buy it. Buy
right.
it.
I'm going to be bringing Mario Kart Wii U to a bachelor party tomorrow night.
Wow.
There you
Oh,
go.
cool. That'll be fun.
Yeah, I have to like pack up my stuff because I'm not sure. I think I have like 3
Are you going to be
controllers.
playing Mario Kart 8 while strippers are popping out of cakes, or?
Oh my God! The image is in my head. Jared's like, I just launched a website, ladies.
Well, I have to.
There you
Every
go.
time you say that, let me put a disclaimer on that. I did not launch a website. A group of collective team who worked their butts off. I'm just a contributor.
Insert that, right?
Ladies,
No, it's just funny because people. It's
Towards
funny because when you
website
say you
as
work
well.
with a website, like even if you're just like a small little peon or like all you did is like you created like a graphic design art like picture. People are like, "How's your website?" Like, no, it's not mine. It's
Hey,
everybody's.
I'm not sure how the philosophy of Go Boyano worked, but I considered my op rainfall everyone's op rainfall at the time. So,
Mario Kart, strippers out of cakes.
you know what?
as long
That's
as
where
it's
the
not-
conversation stays.
No, basically, no. Actually, this is gonna be a really cool, like, laid back, no, I don't know, like beer, not like whatever.
It
It's
doesn't
just
have
gonna
to
be
be
just, like,
alcohol. It just has to be naked ladies.
God
Come
damn
on,
it.
man. There's bachelor party rules. I'm here to enforce.
Chris, moving on.
this is the best. All right.
It is. I
um,
just have to kibosh it at certain points, or else we'll be here all damn night.
No.
we can't plan out bachelor party etiquette, do's and don'ts.
Next week.
All
No,
right, next
We'll
week.
do it. We'll do it when I have a damn ring on my finger, because that's gonna happen next. I don't know when, but
All right.
She'll probably propose first. Oh.
shots fired.
What are you trying to do like a voice actor in Star Fox? Sorry. Okay.
Oh Christ, Chris, moving on.
Moving on. There was that game sale at Best Buy, and yours truly ended up picking up Pokemon X and Kirby Triple Deluxe. I've played Pokemon Y, so X just completed the set for me. But Triple Deluxe is my first time playing it, and I have not played a Kirby game since technically Epic Yarn, which I wouldn't really count because it's
No.
Epic Yarn. But I haven't played one since Amazing Mirror. So this is my first Kirby game in a long, long time.
All right, Chris, you ready?
Go for it.
This isn't a boxing match because,
No.
as many know, I have a history with Triple Deluxe. I've been watching the game since it first came out in Japan in January of this year, and of course, the second it came out, I was on it like white on rice. The thing about it, it's a very, very, very good game in its own right. On its own, it does a lot right. It will captivate you. It has its gimmick, I suppose you'd call it in quotes, in the Hypernova ability that no other Kirby game has captured since. I think every traditional Kirby game tries to do something unique. In the case of Kirby's Return to Dreamland, for example, it was the super abilities. In the case of Kirby 64, you could combine abilities. Dreamland 2 had the friend system. Like, every Kirby game tries to do something unique that evolves the Kirby formula. Kirby Triple Deluxe, if you are looking at it from I haven't played a Kirby game in a long time and I'm going to play this one, it's going to be one of the greatest games you'll play this year. If, unfortunately, you are me and your last Kirby experience was Kirby's Return to Dreamland, it's going to legitimately feel like Super Mario Galaxy 2 in comparison to Super Mario Galaxy 1. It is literally more of the exact same graphical engine, more of the same formula, more of the same flora and fauna, and unfortunately nothing to really push the franchise forward at all. Personally, I preferred Return to Dreamland super abilities over Triple Deluxe's Hypernova. And if you take all that away, Return to Dreamland, if you're looking at the two, Return to Dreamland is a much better game by far because there's co-op elements involved. You can play as different characters. The super abilities, there are a lot more of them, so it's not simply just slow inclination of the hypernova growing as you grow with each world. It's various super abilities for you to try out. There's lots of different cool places to explore. Triple Deluxe, it's really, really good. But when you play Return to Dreamland, and you should, because it is a good game, and in my opinion it is the better game, you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about this evening.
Well, cool. Well, I mean, I'm not opposed to giving it a try.
I think whenever you get like a spare moment when like Christmas rolls around and you're looking for some game somewhere when they have a buy two get one free at whatever store you choose to shop at, like Return to Dreamland should be on your radar if you play through Triple Deluxe and you like what you see, because Return to Dreamland is more of that done better.
Well, cool. I'll definitely keep an eye out for that then. I do have to say one thing though. There are little things about the game, like little tiny things that I really, really appreciate. You know, obviously you collect the keychains and stuff like that.
Yes.
And when you load up the game, I think it picks like 5 random keychains from your current collection, and it just sort of has them streamed at the top by a little wire. If you tilt the 3DS system, the chains slide back and forth and wiggle.
Really?
Yeah.
I never picked that up. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, fire it up.
Don't get me wrong. Like I said, Triple Deluxe, amazing. Such good level of polish going on with that game.
Yeah.
It's just, I've seen better. I've seen Kirby do better.
Yeah.
So when I reviewed that game back when it first came out, I was like, I've seen better, and that's my genuine opinion. But just the fact that I've seen better doesn't mean that the game isn't one of the best 3DS games released this year.
And I totally defer to your judgment because, like I said, it's been a long time since I've played a proper Kirby game, so I totally defer to your judgment on that. Like I said, there's just little things. There's little things about the game that I really appreciate, like that whole keychain thing. The menu designs, actually, the menu designs are fantastic. I don't know, because it's HAL Laboratories is the ones who usually do the Kirby games. But this is really reminiscent of like a Sakurai, like a Project Sora menu system.
Well, I mean, though Sakurai is vaguely related to HAL Laboratories. I think Sakurai was one of the founding members. So if he's not directly involved with the game in some form, it definitely is inspired by some of his ideas.
Can I say something about Sakurai?
Sure.
Sure.
He is like...
I don't know, is it good?
He is a beautiful man.
And he's immortal.
He was like immortal. He's a beautiful man, and there's a GIF or a picture out there. No, I took a picture where he's just like. So I'm gonna actually, yeah. He's just that's all I got.
I mean, that Wii U software showcase when we went, Jared, like Sakurai was there. We could almost reach out and touch him.
I'm pretty sure like I'm sure Chris did or something.
I did, yeah.
Hey, YOLO!
Yeah.
Look at him.
Yo, who's that guy?
I'll pan this over to you real quick, Chris. There we go. Yeah, it's Sakurai. You did. You met the guy. Go
I did.
You.
I pretty much jumped him, actually. I feel bad.
Alright, so
but you know
speaking of
what?
geeky things that Chris can show off, God.
Yeah. It was a great experience. Of course, I did run into him in the morning. And then we met him again the next day for the Smash Brothers Roundtable. And then after he was coming out of the Smash Brothers Roundtable, we ran into him again. But since I already had that picture, I didn't try to take another one with him. And instead,
so what you're telling me, Chris, is I should have freaking stuck around with you that night. God.
You should have been my shadow, dude. You should have followed me everywhere.
Man.
You'd have gotten into the Smash Brothers Roundtable.
Next year, brother.
Next year.
We can dream. Anyway.
Let's see. Oh, and the last bit, I guess this one really is just for all you movie fans out there. I did actually get tickets to the advanced screening of that movie Lucy with Morgan Freeman and Scarlett Johansson. It's that movie where whatever, humans only use 10% of their brains, which is totally false. Don't worry, John, I understand. I already know this. And she is Scarlett Johansson suddenly finds herself with the ability to continually grow how much of her brain's cerebral capacity she's able to utilize. And then she gets to do all these cool things like you see in the trailer. You know, people fall down because she wants them to. She changes her hair color, all sorts of stuff. Without going into spoilers, obviously, because I know probably people will be interested in the film. I'm assuming people out there watch movies. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I actually really liked it. It's been like 24 hours since I've seen that film, and I'm still thinking about it. I'm still trying to come up with my own interpretation of it. I really feel like it's one of those, like Inception, or like one of those movies where you watch it and you come to terms of like what is your own idea of what's happening. Think about it. Think about the deeper meaning. Examine it. Like examine all the angles of the movie. And I thought it was really good for that, because the prospect of what happens when a human can use 100% of their brain's ability to function. What kinds of things can a person then achieve? And the movie certainly has some pretty interesting takes on that. I expanded upon it sort of in my own mind, thinking about, like, I wonder if this is also possible. I wonder if this is also possible. So yeah, that was super cool. The acting was great, fantastic. Of course, Morgan Freeman, Scarlett Johansson, both of them do an amazing job. There's a couple other very prominent actors in the film. All of them do a great job. The graphics, the action is the action's really exciting. There's a lot of tension in the film. I think it's worth a shot. If you guys are even remotely interested in the movie, I would definitely say jump on it. Take the plunge, even if you go see it, the matinee price for like $5-6. I think it's totally worth a watch.
Fair enough.
I kind of really want
that takes care of you, Chris?
Yeah, sure.
Then we'll move on to Randy.
Oh boy, what have I been up to? Oh man, so many things.
You talked about a ton of it at the front of the show.
True.
Yeah.
We did. We did do that.
We talk about it again.
Okay. So free and okay. We'll start with this. So randomly, I was like, you know what? I really want Kingdom Hearts 2.5. And it's still like 4 months away, whatever.
Amen, brother.
So I'm like, you know what? There are things that I haven't done in 1.5. I barely started Rechain of Memories. I finished Traverse Town, and I'm like, yep, this is Chain of Memories. Yep. Just
okay,
left.
I love that game.
Okay, don't get me wrong. Chain of Memories, like the story, is like one of my favorites in the whole Kingdom Hearts thing. It's the gameplay that I'm just kind of like, oh god. If I could just Riku's story is fine because I don't have to make a deck, and I hate making decks because it's just.
You guys are so weird. You guys are so weird.
Sorry.
Hey, you're the magic guy, man. Like that's natural. That's an appendage to you making decks.
Very true. I liked the card building aspect and the combat because of the potential that it had to change different things. I like that more than the story. I thought the story was actually really kind of superfluous until they introduced 358 in 2 days.
You want to talk about freaking two sides of a different coin.
I know. That's why I was like, wow, that is so weird.
Yeah. But it's good to experience Kingdom Hearts in like every games because that way it adds more facets to it. Just because, like I felt that after Chain of Memories and Kingdom Hearts 2, I'm like, wow, they had a really good character designs and things for all of these bad guys, but they just showed up. They're like, hey, you want to fight? Oh, dead. And then just be over.
Right.
But Days let you like actually talk to these people and like get more. So
I hope Final Mix expands upon some of the organization.
Well, you can actually fight all 13 of them in Kingdom Hearts 2 using that whole battle system. So you can fight like Larxene and stuff using your Kingdom Hearts 2 battle system and not using cards.
Hooray!
Yeah, so there's that. There's not going to be a...
It's going to be so fun, Randy. It's going to be so fun!
There's a couple extra scenes with the organization in Final Mix, but not to the same amount as there is like in Days.
So fun.
But yeah, so I made it through like 3 worlds or so in Chain of Memories in like a sitting. And I'm like, okay, I'm still having fun, but I'm also tired of this goddamn card battling system. So then I'm like, I still haven't done some things in Final Mix of Kingdom Hearts 1. I haven't beat Sephiroth yet. I don't have the Ultima Keyblade, so I should do some stuff. Oh, and I didn't have all the Dalmatians. So I went and I hunted down the last of them, which was cool. So now I have Eroga, so hopefully that'll help. But I fought Ice Titan to like level up some, and then I went and I tried to fight Sephiroth, and I got towards the end of his second phase, and then I lost it and I died. No, I got hit by a Sin Heartless Angel, and then I had to use a
Lance
potion.
Bass done sent you into next century.
He did. See, I know that you had, you have Leaf Bracer, so that way when you're healing, you're okay. But I thought that also went on to using items for healing as well. And I was like right next to him, and I'm like, oh, this is fine. I'll just use a potion and I'll be okay. Nope. Still hits you and you die. I'm like, damn it. That's so close.
There's always next time, Randy.
It's true. Well, now that I have Eroga, hopefully then the defense will be a bit higher, so it won't take as much damage, and I believe also the duration of the spell lasts longer, so I don't have to keep casting MP. So that'll be good, because otherwise I was constantly down to the wire, and I would have to, like, when I would get hit to be dead, I'm like, oh, now I have enough to heal, and then, so hopefully now I can take Sephiroth down. Ultimate Keyblade might be a different deal, because, well, it sucked in Kingdom Hearts 1, they added even more crap you have to synthesize to get it in Final Mix, so it's like, do I really want this thing? It's nice, but oh my god, is it worth the pain? So
you can see it in HD picturiness, Randy.
I could see it in HD picturiness. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna play some more just to help fill the Kingdom Hearts gap in my life, and get all that stuff done. Basically I just want to beat Chain of Memories again, so I can have 1, access to theater mode, and 2, get the PS3 theme that comes with it when you beat it, because I've got the other 2. So yeah, good game. Really, really dig them final mixes and stuff. Let's see, what else did I do? Oh yeah, Chris, I told you this. I finished Arrow, finished season 2, so I'm ready for season 3. Have you caught up yet?
I haven't. Oh god, I'm sorry. Like, I haven't.
Oh, I went and saw Lucy's.
I have them all. I know. Look, hey. I've been reviewing Abyss Odyssey. The time has been kind of limited, so.
Yo, Chris, we have so much in common. Dude, I've had so much limited time because of everything. I haven't even played video games in like 2
brother
weeks.
From another mother.
Hey,
Let's
man.
do this fist bump.
Face.
Fist bumps. There you go. Internet fist bump. But yeah, so finished season 2. It was super, super good. Chris, you were in for some fun times. I'm kind of contemplating how I want to handle season 3. If I want to watch it week to week, or if I want to just wait until it's all done and then just watch it straight through.
Watch it week to week, and it's not always week to week. They take a mid-season break usually, and there are a couple instances in which they'll have like a rerun here and there just to break up the episodes. So
Okay.
It's not a weekly commitment, It's
There was at least
but with me, and we can talk about it.
It's true. We could talk every morning after, like, oh my god, can you believe when Ollie did this? And oh my gosh. And John, you need to start watching solely for Willa Holland, who's in there, because she plays Aqua, and super great. So.
Sir, yes, sir.
Season 1 is on Netflix. You have zero excuses. Also,
yes, sir.
it's a really good show, and they're 40 minutes long, and there's like 20-some episodes. Okay, I might just be an asshole here, but Arrow is really, really good. The scripts are really great. There's plenty of special effects and stuff that's in there to help things out, and certainly fighting choreography and stuff. If they can do 26 episodes every single year, like 26, whatever, 23, something like that, they can do 20-some episodes every single year of Arrow and do all that stuff and still pump out a quality product. Come on, England, why can't you do Doctor Who on a yearly schedule and do more than like 10 episodes and
Randy?
be like, well, now it's going to be 2 years wait, so...
Randy? Sherlock.
Yeah, well, at least we don't have to wait that long this time between 3 and 4 as we did between 2 and 3. So there's supposed to be a new season next year. So That'll be
We
nice.
will be talking about that on this here podcast when the time comes.
And of
By
course-
the way, people,
And of course, season meaning 3 episodes, but
right.
they're an
3
hour and a
movies.
half. Yeah, 3 movies. So yeah, Arrow's super good. I really enjoyed that. So then, of course, because I finished Arrow, I had to treat myself and start Korra season 3. So 3 episodes in. I think 3 episodes. Yeah, 3. Because I think I just watched the 3rd one today. Good stuff. There's plenty of things that are repercussions of last season. So. And then finally, it's kind of opening the world up, and we're seeing more of the things, and being like, "Oh, hey, this was in Avatar. That was super great. Finally, we're seeing this." And 70 years in the future. So I'm catching up on Korra, and that'll be awesome. I think I have like 3
What the hell
episodes.
is Jared's camera?
Sakurai, just giving a thumbs up.
Is that a picture you took at E3, Jared?
No, that's one that's online everywhere.
Okay.
I actually captured that off of an article somewhere, and I just have it on my desktop.
Why not?
Okay. Can I tell you what the story behind that picture is?
Yes.
That's why I took it.
Yeah. There's a guy who they were passing the mic around. People were asking questions, and 90% of them were very legitimate questions about the game. One guy asked, "If I play you in Smash Brothers and beat you, can I help with the balances to the characters in the game?" And the guy's and Sakurai's response was, "Have you ever made a game before?" And of course, people laugh because no, he probably hasn't. And he said, "Well, can I play you anyway?" And he said, "I'll think about it." And so he just kind of like laughed, and then he gave a thumbs up. Like, here.
Man, that's a mess. That's a hot mess.
I love that guy so much.
It's
He makes
true.
me happy.
He's a little quirky. So I'm covering wanting to cover the Smash Brothers Direct, but I have to close at work. So Holly is watching it because Holly is off work while I'm on the clock, and I'm on my break or whatever, and she's trying to process the Smash Brothers information as it's coming to me, and she's watching the Smash Brothers Direct, and Sakurai appears on screen, and like the very first thing she said to me, I have very vivid memories. She's like, "That guy looks kind of weird." He's like, "I'm alive." Yes, he is.
What?
That's my Sakurai story.
Oh, gotcha.
Wow.
I thought you were just taking it over after me because that was my list, man. I'm
Oh,
done.
that was your list? Well
Yeah.
then, I guess it's time for the Jonathan Hour, ladies and gentlemen. And by the Jonathan Hour, I mean probably the Jonathan 10 minutes. Y'all know I watched anime. Let's. Okay, yeah, I do have shit to talk about this week. Good. So, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Why the hell am I playing this game again? I started playing A Link Between Worlds to reward myself for doing something. I don't even remember what, but I was like, I'm going to reward myself, I'm going to play A Link Between Worlds. So I start playing it, and I think, well, shit, I should probably play the original first and do an analysis piece. As many know, I have done an analysis piece for Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross, for Tearaway, and for Devil Survivor and others, I believe. But I have not done an analysis game for the Zelda games yet. So I'm going to do A Link to the Past, and I'm going to do A Link Between Worlds, and Holly is just screwing around because she doesn't want me to talk. I love you. So, A Link Between, or not A Link Between Worlds, but A Link to the Past. I'm playing through this game, and I'm starting to realize how much A Link Between Worlds' Hyrule is page-by-page copy of A Link to the Past. Because, like, don't get me wrong, I loved A Link to the Past, and I played the hell out of it when I had it on the Game Boy Advance, but it's been a little bit, like, 7 years, 8, something like that. It's been a while since I last touched A Link to the Past. And just playing it after having played the sequel so recently, I'm just realizing how much the sequel kind of borrowed from the original game, and it's going to be fascinating to me to properly analyze and research like what's been going on in that game, and that is what I'm doing. That's my next big project. You will see that on my Tumblr page, which has been live and does have old content on it, and I've been migrating old content over there slowly but surely. Things in my life have been kind of chaotic. I've had a death in the family and just all sorts of other crazy stuff going on, so I haven't been really able to focus on my writing. But now that things have finally started to calm down and get back on track, like, I'm going to start writing again. And the big Zelda analysis is something I always wanted to do but never had the time. So I am definitely going to go forth with the Zelda analysis. That's why I've been playing A Link to the Past. Just to mention Shovel Knight real quick, because I've been playing through its New Game Plus mode on my 3DS. That shit is cruel, man! They take the damn checkpoints. There's normally like 6 of them in every level or some shit, and they knock them down to 2. And like enemies hurt you twice as much, and there are no healing items whatsoever. So you're only allowed to use the I forget what the name of the potions are, but you get potions outside on the world map, and you use them like as consumable items.
E-core or I-core. They're from the
Yeah. That's why I didn't even try, because I can't pronounce it. But
you can do it.
Those items are the only healing items that you can use. There's no health that you can pick up throughout the level, and the checkpoints have been cut down significantly. So levels that I had a bit of a tough time with in the original game are a really tough time in that their New Game Plus. I am having a ball, but I'm slowly starting to realize how hard Shovel Knight really is.
Sucker.
What the hell is he doing now?
Just zoomed in. That's super great. Oh, turning around.
Oh, good lord. Jared's having fun at my expense. Let's see. What else? Oh, I would be playing through Pokemon Y to prepare for the Battle of Legends online competition, but I'm going to a concert this weekend, and that's when that's going on. So clearly I need to get my priorities shifted. But the real stellar star of this week's show, and that's not to undercut A Link to the Past, because that's one of the greatest games ever created. The game that has made me curse, has made me literally throw my PlayStation 4 controller at the TV, make Holly say, please move off the couch and move to your chair, because I feel like you're going to punch me. It's this little game called Towerfall Ascension. It was released on the PlayStation 4 quite some time ago. What?
If she punched you, it would just be you'd be owed. You're owed one, buddy.
Towerfall Ascension, to describe it. Do you guys remember the Super Mario Brothers arcade game? And like the versus mode in Super Mario Brothers 3, where the stage is there, but it has no real limitations, and you can freely run from left to right across it, and if you hit one wall, you come out the other side?
Yes.
Alright, so that's how Towerfall Ascension works, except it's up and down most of the time, and left to right. It's built off of that very basic Mario Brothers arcade-style gameplay, but the enemies are fucking cruel, and I hate them all! Holy crap. That game is going to give me an anger problem. Like, y'all need to, like, YouTube trailers for that game and just watch that shit.
You already have an anger problem.
Oh my god. Do I really, Jared?
Yes.
Sorry. I'm just letting Sakurai's smug face popping up every time Jared makes a sound or talks.
Oh no, Smash Brothers.
This podcast has gone to hell. But Towerfall Ascension, long story short, that game is a great vocabulary builder for a young child who doesn't know all of his curse words yet. Because he's going to learn every last goddamn one of them. And he's going to be cursing out little itty-bitty slime creatures and little goddamn birds that fly down and frickin' snipe you when you're least expecting it. Game is damn cool. And if I ever beat the game, I'll write some impressions on it. But it literally took me an hour of my time in this teeny tiny arcade level that all works. So there's phases. There's like 10 levels in the game, and each level has 6 phases, and you have to survive for all 6 phases. And they start you out with weaker enemies in phase 1, but by phase 6, there's like freaking 25 or 30 foes on the damn screen, and you're just trying like hell not to get hit one time, because like if you get hit once, you die, and you have 6 tries, and like once those 6 tries are it, you're done. Like, love to hate that game. It's really good. I don't know if I'm like, because it came to us free via PlayStation Plus this month. I'm not sure if it's worth me paying for because it's that goddamn difficult. But maybe when I get some friends together with an extra PlayStation 4 controller or something and play the game's co-op mode, it will be so much more fun to play and curse aloud with friends. So I'll say that.
There you go.
I think this has been a show.
Oh my
It was
gosh.
a little out of order, but I think we're done.
It's true. We had a lot of fun. No, I did. And
Hell yeah, dude.
even with Google trying to sabotage us.
I had 0 fun. I had no fun at all. You guys
None.
are awful.
I want to take it through a couple of questions here that we haven't answered or talked about, so we're going to take it back just a bit. Deco says, I've never played Kingdom Hearts, period. I'd like to play the first one, though. It looked really cool when I saw it in 2002. It is. So, Deco, go get 1.5 HD. It's like $30 or something like that, and you get Kingdom Hearts 1 and then Rechain of Memories, which is super great. Raymond says, I think Masahiro Sakurai's thumbs up photo should be made an official member of the podcast.
Yes! If we
Yes.
can officially count those damn dogs, we can count the Masahiro Sakurai thumbs up photo. Just like General Leo, too. We should all make them honorary members of the Backwards Compatible podcast.
Yeah. Oh, and then Deco, even though he hasn't played Kingdom Hearts, says, listen to your friend Billy Zane. He's a cool dude, way cooler than that Richard Epcar guy. I agree. I mean, Richard Epcar does a good enough job, but Billy Zane, oh man, makes my bones shiver and awesome. Cause
Makes your bones something
yeah,
else.
something about bones.
Since we're talking about bachelor parties earlier in the show,
What?
Andrew says, at a friend's bachelor party, we played D&D and Magic the Gathering, then we watched MST3K.
Yeah.
And Deco adds, my favorite MST3K is Monos, The Hands of Fate. My
Monos,
boss
The Hands of
prefers
Fate.
Oh
Mitchell.
my god, Monos.
That's such a good movie. That is such a good MST3K.
What in the world is MST?
Mystery Science Theater 3000? You don't know?
Oh, okay. So my friends are into that.
I was going
Yeah.
to say, Jared, if you don't know this, I swear to God.
Yeah, I really don't. But
It's okay, at least you've heard of it. Has this
Pokemon?
been a show then, Randy?
This has been a show. So, since this has been a show, you can leave us feedback for things. You can email us at feedback.bcpodcast@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at BC_podcast, as well as like, follow, +1, everything on Facebook, Google+, and
Seriously,
and
everything.
Tumblr.
And by the way, folks, there
Tell your
is still a
friends.
contest underway. So tell your friends, show us your geeky stuff, like this here Yoshi that's been faithfully by my side for this entire show. Show us your Yoshis, your geeky shirts, your stuff. We want to see it. And
It's
you
true.
could win my Club Nintendo Platinum reward. It could
You know
be a
what?
thing that happens.
You can make it easy. You could take a picture or write something about it, and then, @message us on Twitter. You could post it on our wall on Facebook. You can do whatever the hell Tumblr does for sharing things to people. I don't understand it.
We'll reblog all the cool ones. Hell yeah, we will. We'll
Hell
make
yeah.
Tumblr
If
famous.
you guys want to make GIFs of us like screwing around, please do.
Yeah, that'd be super great.
Definitely. There is an entire volume waiting to be written on the dumbass facial expressions I make throughout this show.
It's true. But yeah, so you can check us all out there. You can also follow us individually. You can catch me on Twitter at @saber_breaker.
I am at Radical Defect.
I am at Cyhowski J.
I am at Wildcard Corsair.
Perfect. So, question for this week. What are some of your favorite films of all time? and why? I want to know. Because
Manos,
movies are
the hands
good.
of fate.
Manos, the hands of fate.
That is as good a note as Eddie to end this here damn show
True.
on. Ladies and gentlemen, Randy, Chris, Jared, thanks so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Thank
Yeah.
you, listeners and viewers, for joining us. We will see you in about a week on the other side of Hyrule Warriors crap, Comic-Con, and just anything else. This week is going to be cray-cray, but we'll see you on the other side of it. Take care.
Bye.
Bye! And